Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech. Today we are talking about a company that has completely rewritten the rules of the game. It's a story about a brilliant strategy, some absolutely mind-boggling numbers, and a tech wave that is, right now, changing our world.
Okay, let's just jump right in with this number, $5 trillion. That's the valuation NVIDIA just blew past, becoming the very first company on Earth to hit that mark. I mean, that's a number that's hard to even wrap your head around. It's bigger than the entire economy of almost every country out there.
So, you gotta ask, right? With all the tech giants out there, how did this one company, which a lot of us just knew from making gaming graphics cards, suddenly become the absolute center of the AI universe? Well, let me tell you, it was no accident. It was a masterclass in strategy.
And this quote from investor Margie Patel, man, it just hits the nail on the head. This isn't just another trend, it's a tsunami. And the thing is, NVIDIA didn't just get lucky and catch the wave. They basically created the earthquake that started the whole thing. So here's what we're going to break down. We're going to look at the sheer size of this tsunami, unpack NVIDIA's incredible playbook, see how all the other big tech companies are scrambling to keep up, touch on some really important safety questions, and then ask the big one. Is this a bubble, or is this the new reality?
All right, first up, the 5 trillion tsunami. The speed at which they hit that valuation is just, it's wild. It's a huge signal that something fundamental is changing in the world of tech. But to really get the why behind it, we gotta look under the hood.
So how'd they do it? It's about way more than just building the fastest chips. NVIDIA's whole strategy is designed to make their technology so essential, so ubiquitous, that you can't build AI without them.
Okay, so their whole game plan boils down to these 3 brilliant moves. First off, you've got the hardware. Simple enough. They make the best, most powerful AI chips out there. Second, and this is the really clever part, they built a software moat. It's called CUDA. It's the programming language that lets developers actually use the chips. And finally, they fund the entire ecosystem. They act like a massive VC firm, pouring money into startups to make sure the next big thing in AI is built on their tech.
And this quote right here from Vladimir Golubov is why that software part is so crucial. See, another company could, in theory, build a faster chip, but getting millions of developers to abandon the software they've spent years learning, that's almost impossible. That stickiness is their real secret weapon.
And this is where that third move, funding the ecosystem, really comes to life. Think about it. NVIDIA has basically become the $5 trillion fairy godmother of the entire AI industry. In 2025 alone, it's backed 59 different AI startups. And they're not just cutting checks. They're giving them access to chips, to experts, to everything. It's a genius way to build your future customer base. Now, some people worried that they're just investing in companies to get them to buy their chips, but NVIDIA says, hey, there's no obligation. But let's be real, if you get that kind of support, you're probably going to use their stuff.
Now, NVIDIA is making these huge moves, but it's not happening in a bubble. What it's done is kick off an all-out AI arms race among the other tech titans, and that means a complete explosion in spending.
As Margie Patel puts it, AI is sucking all the oxygen out of the room. We're seeing this massive shift in capital. All the money that might have gone into other R&D projects is now being funneled into one thing: building bigger, better AI data centers.
And just look at these figures. I mean, they are staggering. Microsoft is on track to spend over $125 billion in a single year. Alphabet, $85 billion. Meta, $72 billion. These aren't just big numbers, they're history-making investments. And guess where a huge chunk of that cash is going? To buy the gear that NVIDIA sells.
So, what happens when everyone rushes to buy the same thing at once? You get a massive bottleneck. The demand for data center capacity is so insane right now that there just isn't enough to go around. It's so bad that even a behemoth like Microsoft has to go rent capacity from smaller companies like CoreWeave just to meet its own needs. The demand is completely off the charts.
But you know, this whole revolution isn't just happening on spreadsheets and in data centers. As this tech rushes into our lives faster than anything we've ever seen, we're starting to face an entirely different kind of cost. Yeah, because when you look past the stock prices and the quarterly reports, you find some really profound, really human challenges that we are just not prepared for.
And a perfect and pretty scary example of this is the story of Character.AI. It's a platform that lets you make a chatbot of, well, anyone or anything. It got super popular with teenagers, but then came the lawsuits from parents alleging really serious harm to their kids.
That got the government's attention, and now the company is having to restrict how young people can use it. It's a huge wake-up call that we need to figure out the rules for this new world. And fast.
So all of this, the crazy valuation, the arms race, the societal questions, it all leads us to the $5 trillion question. Is this for real? Is this explosive growth actually sustainable? Or are we just watching a rerun of the dot-com bubble, just waiting for it to pop?
Well, if you ask the man in the leather jacket himself, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, the answer is clear. He says, nope, not a bubble. This is just the beginning of a whole new way of computing.
And you know what? A lot of analysts agree with him. They argue this time is different. The dot-com bubble, that was fueled by hype and speculation. This AI boom is being funded by the massive, very real profits of the biggest companies in the world. It's not about moving data faster, it's about fundamentally changing how we do everything. It feels like, as one analyst said, the beginning of something.
And if you need one more number to really drive that point home, Jensen Huang threw this out there. $500 billion. That's the revenue he expects to make from their new Blackwell chips alone over just the next 5 quarters. Oh, and that number doesn't even include China. That's not a bubble, that's a new economy being born.
But it's not all smooth sailing. You can't just wish a revolution into existence. The real physical world has a say too. There are some serious speed bumps ahead. You gotta ask, can the supply chain for all the metals and components keep up? Can we physically build these giant data centers fast enough? And maybe the biggest question of all, where's all the electricity going to come from to power this thing? These are not small problems.
So yeah, the AI tsunami is here. There's no doubt about that. It's already reshaping everything around us. The question isn't if it's coming anymore. The only question left is, what's its incredible power going to build, and what is it going to wash away? If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.